Hello, my name is Mazino Momoa, and I'm a part of Team A, and we will be going over the impact Black Friday deals have on best-selling items. So our team consists of me, Alec Morin, Isaac Pravitz, Eswin Gothneth, Marissa Oren, Eric Hansen, Afsfa Nushat, and also Shane Whalen. So, for the introduction, really just be going over why we chose this project and the main idea behind it, like the purpose. So, to start off, due to a rapid growth in e commerce and different online retail websites, consumers have like a much wider variety of sources to go to when they want to buy items. Now, along with this comes up with like the problem of where are we going to find the cheapest items, especially during the holidays. So, to combat this, we are considering prices of four different groups of items, so electronics, appliances, jewelry, and furniture. And then with that, we'll be going over major sales events, so such as Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Labor Day, and Memorial Day. And by going through these different holidays and these appliances or items, we'll be pretty much just looking at which holiday is giving customers the best deals where they could find the cheapest items, so that really they don't have to keep on looking at so many different online shopping sites, going in person to try to find the best deals. Here we'll have everything listed for them, which will be very beneficial. So, like we said earlier, by identifying patterns, trends, and these discounts, we'll be able to help determine which sales event, so Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Labor Day, and Memorial Day, which one of these events will be giving the best discounts on four different categories of items. All right, so to tackle this problem, we started off by collecting historical data for these four different categories of items across the major holidays. We did this by using all these values we gathered for these items. We put them in a Excel sheet. That way, we're able to easily see, compare, and contrast all the prices that these items were listed at across from different holidays. The major ones we're looking at being Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Labor Day, and also Memorial Day. So, with all the information we gathered for these different prices, we're able to identify which events are consistently providing the best deals and prices. And the best way we went at this was getting the mean, the standard deviation, looking at all these different elements, all these statistics for all the items, and being able to compare and contrast them with the holidays that we're looking at. And with this, our goal ultimately is to help consumers make the smartest purchase for each of these holidays to find out which one is really giving them the best like bang for their buck, which holiday is giving them the best deals where they're spending the less.
Hello, my name is Shane Whalen. As for our research questions, our first was how do these sales affect the prices of best selling items compared to the same items not during sales? So their base price year round. Our next question was to what extent did these sales actually influence purchases, sales, and consumer shopping habits. Um, Also, how effective analyzing these price patterns were to be able to kind of determine if a specific sale had a greater value, either overall or for specific categories. Like, for example, if electronics were most on sale during Black Friday, for example, or Cyber Monday. Um, which category had the biggest impact on sales? So which category had a larger difference between non-sale and during sale price, as well as which sale event consistently provided the best deals and the lowest overall prices.
The collection, we focused on gathering historical price historical price data from 2020 to 2025, for four main product categories, which were electronics, appliances, jewelry, and furniture. We use sources like Keepa, Camel, and Reddit, which help to track price histories over time, especially for the Amazon products we used. And for each product, we recorded prices during the four major sales events, which were Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Labor Day, and Memorial Day. And after collecting everything, we organized the data into Excel. We grouped it by categories, which were years and holidays. And in total, we had 40 products, with 10 items in each category, giving us a solid data set to compare trends across different sales events. So looking at the electronics graph, we can see how prices change across the four holidays. The main takeaway here is that Black Friday and Cyber Monday consistently have the lowest average prices. There's also noticeable variability, meaning prices fluctuate quite a bit. This is most likely because electronics are high demand items and are heavily influenced by the brand competition and the new product releases. Overall, electronics showed some of the biggest price drops compared to other categories. For the appliances graph, we also see a similar trend. Again, Black Friday and Cyber Monday offer the lowest prices, and while Labor Day and Memorial Day are generally higher. However, compared to electronics, the variation is slightly more stable. This might suggest that appliance pricing is a bit more consistent, but still influenced by the demand and brand popularity. So this might like tell us that even though there are good deals out there, the changes aren't extreme as electronics. Moving on to the jewelry graph, as you can see, the trend is still consistent but less dramatic. Prices don't fluctuate as much, and the differences between the holidays are, smaller. And even though Black Friday and Cyber Monday, as usual, have the cheapest, prices, the gap between the holidays is not that big. This probably means that jewelry pricing is more stable and less affected by seasonal demand compared to electronics or appliances. For the furniture graph, we again see that Black Friday and Cyber Monday have the lower averages, but there's still like a decent amount of variability. Furniture prices can fluctuate due to factors like shipping costs, size, and brand differences. So there might be discounts, but they're not always as predictable, which is why the graph shows some spread in the data, but not a lot. Finally, when we combine all the categories, the overall trend becomes very clear. Across all products, Black Friday and Cyber Monday consistently provide the lowest average prices, while Labor Day and Memorial tend to be higher. Even though there is some variation depending on the product type, the general pattern holds to across the dataset. So this supports our main idea that timing purchases around these major events, especially Black Friday and Cyber Monday, help consumers get the best value.
Right, so to further test out whether the average on Black Fridays was significantly either better or worse than our discount days, we decided to run hypothesis testing. So what we were testing for, our null hypothesis was equal to the true mean was equal to the average on Black Fridays for different categories and on different discount days. Now, our alternative hypothesis was whether the true mean was less than the average on Black Friday for other discount days. And what we were looking for was the p-value. So if the p-value was greater than 0.05, that means it's not significant enough to reject the null hypothesis, which is the Black Friday deal, which meaning that the average for Black Friday is better than the other discount days. And if the p-value was less than 0.05, that means that we can reject the null hypothesis, which is the average for Black Friday, and go with the discount day that we're given for the alternative hypothesis. So for our example run, we decided to test between Black Friday and Cyber Monday for electronics. So again, our null hypothesis is the average on Black Friday for electronics. And our alternative hypothesis was the mean being less than the average on Cyber Monday for electronics. So with a sample size of 10 and a significant level of 0.05, our p-value was greater than 0.05, meaning we could not reject the null hypothesis for the Black Friday deal for electronics, meaning that Cyber Monday did not have a significant didn't give us enough evidence to reject the Black Friday average and go with the Cyber Monday deal. And as we were going through all the tests for all the different discount days and the categories, we found that it was the same for all the tests. All the p-values were greater than 0.05. However, we did notice that on Cyber Mondays, the p-value was a little bit lower compared to Labor Day, Memorial Day. So there's evidence that Cyber Monday can also be a strong discount period as well, just not significant enough to replace Black Friday.
My name is Alec Morin. After we analyzed the average prices, we wanted to go beyond just observing trends and test whether those differences were meaningful. To do so, we used a one-way ANOVA that compared all the average prices across all 4 holidays. The null for this test assumes that all 4 holidays have equal average prices, while the alternative suggests one holiday has a different average price. The key value to focus on for this table is the highlighted p-values right here, because this is going to tell us whether the differences we observe are significant or maybe just random variation. Across all product categories, the p-value was greater than 0.05, which tells us that we should fail to reject or keep the null hypothesis. This is also telling us that there's no significant difference in prices across holidays. So even though our earlier results showed that Black Friday and Cyber Monday tend to have slightly lower average prices, those differences are not large enough to be considered significant. So this is meaning that the variations we are seeing are likely due to normal fluctuation in pricing rather than one consistent advantage of one holiday over another. Overall, the ANOVA results support our earlier findings, and it strengthens our conclusion that no single holiday provides better deals than the other.
My name is Marissa, and I'll be going over the discussion of results for our project today. So looking over our results, we can see that Black Friday and Cyber Monday had the lowest average prices across all product categories. So this means that consumers can find the best discount on these days. We also observed noticeable differences between holidays. So particularly when comparing Black Friday and Cyber Monday to Labor Day and Memorial Day, we can see that Labor Day and Memorial Day had higher average prices, so less savings on those days. Additionally, electronic and appliances showed the greatest price fluctuations, so their price depended more on what holiday it was and when. Overall, though, Black Friday tends to have the lowest prices, and the variability across categories suggests that the consumer can still depend on the brand popularity and the demand of the product being purchased.
To come to a conclusion, we analyzed 40 different products' pricing trends across different categories over major sale events. From our results, we can clearly say that Black Friday and Cyber Monday had the lowest prices across the board. So honestly, it's not just the hype. Those 2 events are really the best time to shop if you're trying to save money, and it's proven by statistics. On the other hand, Labor Day and Memorial Day had noticeably higher prices, so they are not as strong for deals. The hypothesis testing also confirmed Black Friday performed significantly better overall, but Cyber Monday were pretty close with a lower p-value than other holidays. Standard deviations between Black Friday and Cyber Monday had similar patterns. So overall, Black Friday is the safest option, but Cyber Monday is also a great option depending on the product.
I'm Eric Hansen, and I'm going to discuss the limitations of our study, which include small sample size, around 10 per product category, limited time frame, which gives us limited access to the data. Few reasons for this. We don't have access to the historical data per category. We also don't have access to the different retailers of each category. This can include in-person retail, other websites that just don't offer this data, and uh, more so like the accuracy of the data that we have. It could be skewed, a little ways, here and there, but the conclusions that we can draw from the data that we do have is to plan your purchasing around Black Friday or Cyber Monday to get the best deals off of, the specific product that you're looking for. Thank you.